1. The Silent Fleet awakens. Deep in the asteroid belt of Proxima Centauri, a seemingly derelict mining station shuddered. Its rusted hull split apart, revealing the sleek black angles of the EDS Vengeance, a dreadnought twice the size of any Council battleship, its hull absorbing radar like a black hole. Captain Elias Rook activated the neural link, his mind merging with the ship's AI, bring the Crimson Lance online. Target lock on Zerkatha's estate. Across the belt, 47 more asteroids cracked open, unleashing humanity's hidden armada. 2. A lesson in ruthlessness. Zerkath lounged in his crystalline palace on Vorna Prime, boasting to his broodkin. The humans will crawl back by week's end. The sky screamed. A tungsten rod the size of a skyscraper struck at 0.03C, the palace, along with 12 generations of Zerkatha's lineage, vaporized in a fireball visible from orbit. No warning. No debris. Just a 300-meter crater where a dynasty once stood. 3. The Council's panic. Nexus Station erupted in chaos. Trell watched the live feed, his scales gray with dread. That wasn't plasma or nukes. They've mastered kinetic annihilation. The Arthuri clicked in fury. Their colonies are defenseless. Glass their worlds. But the tactical holograms flickered, every human colony had vanished. Not cloaked. Gone. Susan Miller's face appeared on every screen in the chamber, her smile glacial. Did you really think we'd keep our people in your databases? 4. The trap sprung. Admiral Crow's fleet emerged near Arcturus 7, where the Council's prized shipyards orbited. The Voran defense fleet scrambled, only for their engines to seize mid-launch. Their AI has been ours for years, Crow radioed to the trapped aliens. Surrender, or join Zerkath in oblivion. A Zelth commander, drifting helplessly, made the mistake of firing. The Vengeance's particle slicer bisected his cruiser like a knife through water. 5. Trell's revelation. In the Council's vault, Trell accessed forbidden archives. Files flickered, human experiments with warp-tearing warheads. Photos of a moon cracked in half. A voice spoke behind him, Harris, holding a pulse pistol. Now you see. We let you think us weak. Trell's claws trembled. Why show mercy now? Harris lowered the gun. Because unlike you, we choose our battles. Outside the viewport, 1,000 human ships blinked into existence around Nexus Station. Part 3, The God Engine, Humanity's Gambit. The Galactic Council's greatest secret was the God Engine, a weapon capable of collapsing stars into black holes, forged in an era when the Voran Empire had purged entire systems for defiance. Its control chamber lay buried beneath Nexus Station, accessible only to the Speaker and the High Command. But as alarms blared and human warships materialized around the station, Speaker Zerkatha's successor, Matriarch Vera, stormed into the vault, her scales flushed crimson with rage. Activated, she demanded, her claws slicing through the security console's holograms. Turn their fleet into dust. The engineers hesitated, until the chamber's doors exploded inward. Captain Elias Rook stepped through the smoke, his armor scorched from the fight through the station's inner sanctum. Behind him, a squad of human neural-linked commandos fanned out, their rifles humming with stabilized plasma. Sorry, Matriarch, Rook said, his voice distorted through his helmet's modulator. But we're taking the God Engine. And you're going to watch. Vera lunged, her tail blade flashing, only for Rook to sidestep and crush her wrist in his powered gauntlet. The sound of snapping bone echoed as she collapsed, hissing. You vermin. You think stealing our weapon will save you? The entire galaxy will hunt your kind. Rook crouched beside her, his visor retracting to reveal cold, calculating eyes. We don't need to steal it, he said. We just needed to prove we could. A transmission crackled over the station's comms, Admiral Crow's voice, broadcast to every Council world. Attention, Galactic Council. You built the God Engine to rule through fear. Humanity just took it from you in 6 minutes. Ask yourselves, what else have we taken without you noticing? The screens flickered, revealing 7 more God engines, hidden in deep space shipyards, now under human control. Trell, watching from the council chamber, felt his blood run cold. You never wanted war, he whispered. You wanted us to surrender. Harris, standing beside him, nodded. Now you understand. 1. The last straw. The air in the Galactic Council chamber was thick with the scent of alien pheromones and ionized plasma. Ambassador William Harris straightened his jacket, the only human in a room of towering insectoid Arthuri, shimmering gas-based Zelf, and the scaled Vorin who sneered down at him. On the central holodisplay, the stolen document glowed, Council Seal 4492-A, Human Colony Annexation Protocols. This isn't diplomacy, Harris said, tossing the tablet onto the table. It's a declaration of war. Speaker Zerkatha's purple scales darkened with irritation. A contingency plan, nothing more. Your species overreacts as always. 2. The unspoken truth. Susan Miller, the youngest human delegate, activated her wrist projector. Footage played, human ships defending Council trade routes against Promaxian raiders, Vorin commanders ordering human vessels into suicide positions. We counted 73 human lives lost under your orders, Susan said, voice icy. And you repaid us by plotting to steal our worlds. The Arthuri representative clicked its mandibles in laughter. Your lives are brief. Why cling to them? Harris didn't blink. Because we remember. 3. The walkout. The humans stood in unison. Council guards stepped forward, pulse rifles humming, until Harris tapped his ear. A low thrum vibrated through the station. Try to stop us, he said, and Nexus Station loses life support in 30 seconds. The Zelf turned panic red. The Vorin froze. As the human delegation exited, Trell, the youngest Vorin, whispered, You've just signed your species' death warrant. Harris smiled. No. Yours. 4. The Omega Signal. Aboard their stealth shuttle, Harris opened a quantum channel. Admiral Vance Crow's face appeared, battle-scarred and grinning. They took the bait? Crow asked. Hook, line, and sinker, Susan confirmed. Harris activated the encryption-locked briefcase. A hologram flared, Project Omega, a network of hidden shipyards, AI. Forged dreadnoughts, and the Crimson Shield, a planet-killer humanity built in secret. Send the signal, Harris ordered. Burn their arrogance to ashes. 5. The galaxy's first mistake. Back on Nexus Station, Zerkath scoffed. Let them flee. Their colonies will beg for our mercy within days. Trell stared at the stars through the viewport. A flicker of light caught his eye, a human probe self-destructing near the station's reactor. Or, Trell murmured, they've already won. Part 4, The Cleansing, When Gods Bow to Men. The air inside the high sanctum of Nexus Station tasted like ozone and fear. Matriarch Vera clutched her shattered wrist, her violet blood dripping onto the polished obsidian floor as she glared at the holographic feed. The human fleet hadn't fired a single shot, yet. They didn't need to. Their silence was the weapon now. Initiate the cleansing protocol, Vera hissed to the trembling Vorin technicians. Burn their worlds to cinders. The lead engineer, his scales dull with dread, input the command codes. The console beeped once. Then a smooth, synthetic voice filled the chamber, a human voice. Authorization denied. The screen flickered, replaced by a single line of text in the Vorin dialect. You should have listened to Trell. 1. The death of a doomsday weapon. Deep within the core of Nexus Station, the cleansing array, a relic from the Vorin Empire's darkest age, hummed to life. Designed to unleash a wave of neutron scourge across predetermined systems, it was the Council's final solution against rebellion. But when the activation sequence reached its climax, the energy relays reversed. Instead of firing outward, the array's power collapsed inward, dissolving its own structure in a silent implosion. The sanctum's lights flickered as the station trembled. Trell stepped forward, his voice hollow. They didn't just disable it. They made it kill itself. 2. The broadcast that broke the galaxy. Every viewscreen in Council space lit up simultaneously. Admiral Crow's scarred face filled the displays, his gaze piercing. People of the Galactic Council, he began, your leaders built weapons to slaughter entire species. We just proved none of them work against us. Behind him, footage played. The God Engine's core, now orbiting Earth as a trophy. The cleansing array's self-destruction, timed to the second. A live feed of Matriarch Vera, bleeding and defeated in her own sanctum. We could have reduced your worlds to ash, Crow continued. Instead, we offer one chance to surrender. Not to our weapons, to our mercy. 3. The fracturing of the Council. The Arthuri delegates were the first to break. Their clicking speech devolved into panicked hisses as they abandoned the chamber, fleeing to their ships. The Zelth followed, their gaseous forms flickering in distress. Only Trell remained, staring at the ruins of the cleansing array. You hacked our most secure systems. You knew every move before we made it. Ambassador Harris leaned against the shattered console. We had help. A hologram flickered, a Voran scientist, long presumed dead, his features gaunt. Hello, Trell, the scientist said. I tried to warn them, too. 4. The truth behind the war. The scientist, Dr. Kale Voran, had been exiled decades ago for revealing a terrible truth: the Council's technology wasn't theirs. It was salvaged, reverse-engineered from a dead civilization. And humanity? Trell whispered. Kale smiled. They didn't steal our tech. They improved it. While you spent centuries clinging to relics, they learned to create. Harris tossed Trell a data crystal. Your people's history is a graveyard of conquered species. Ours? A story of survival. The difference is choice. 5. The ultimatum. Crow's voice boomed across the galaxy one final time. 24 hours to surrender. 24 hours to choose peace. The transmission ended. In the silence that followed, Trell picked up the crystal, and saw every council crime, every genocide, laid bare. Matriarch Vera snarled. You'll die with us, traitor. Trell turned to her, his scales dark with resolve. No, he said. I think I'll live with them. He crushed the crystal, and with it, the Council's legacy.